The parents said their baby was kidnapped, but police weren't sure the baby ever existed. August 14, 2024. Bakersfield, California. A desperate call to police launches a statewide manhunt. The parents say their 7-month-old son, Emmanuel, was stolen from their car in a parking lot. Amber alerts blare across the state. Flyers spread. The public holds its breath. But within days, detectives uncover a darker, stranger truth. The kidnapping was a lie. The story of baby Emmanuel Haro would become one of the most shocking cases in California's history because in the end, it wasn't just about a missing child. It was about deception, betrayal, and a chilling possibility no one saw coming. They said Emmanuel was gone. But the question that gripped the nation was far more haunting. Was he ever real? Jake and Rebecca Haro lived a quiet life on the outskirts of Bakersfield. By all appearances, they were a young couple navigating parenthood. Their child, Emmanuel, was said to be 7 months old. Rebecca, 27, was described as religious, soft-spoken, and proud of being a mother. Jake, 29, had a rougher past arrests for theft. Neighbors described him as moody, but together, they presented a family portrait of normalcy. To friends, Emmanuel was a happy baby. To relatives, he was shy, rarely seen. To police, he would soon become a ghost. 5:30 p.m. Jake and Rebecca Haro call 911. Jake, panicked, tells dispatchers, "We left the baby in the car for a minute. When we came back, he was gone." Within minutes, patrol cars flood the parking lot. Officers scour the area. A statewide Amber Alert is issued. Photos of Emmanuel's round face, big eyes are sent to phones across California. The public responds immediately. Volunteers search parks, alleys, and fields. Strangers share posts begging for Emmanuel's safe return, but almost immediately, something feels off when detectives sit down with Rebecca. She is calm, too calm. She repeats the story. She ran into the store. Jake waited outside. Then Emmanuel was gone. But inconsistencies creep in. At first, Rebecca says the car was locked. Later, she says maybe it wasn't. She says Emmanuel was in his car seat. Then, that he was in a blanket. Detectives note her flat affect. No tears. No panic. Just a rehearsed story. Meanwhile, Jake's story changes even more. He claims he never saw who took Emmanuel. Then he suggests maybe a woman was hanging around the car earlier. Then he goes quiet. For 3 days, California authorities mount one of the largest search efforts in years. But every hour brings more questions. Police scour surveillance footage from the parking lot. But there is no footage of anyone taking a baby. Worse, there is no footage of Emmanuel at all. Detectives visit pediatricians and hospitals. They expect to find records of checkups, immunizations, anything that proves Emmanuel's existence. They find nothing. Not one medical record. Not one birth certificate. Not one official document that proves baby Emmanuel Haro was ever alive. Then comes the twist that turns the case upside down. Police reveal that both Jake and Rebecca Haro have prior convictions for child abuse. They had lost custody of an older child years earlier. So why claim to have a baby now? Detectives believe the Haros invented Emmanuel. Or worse, created the illusion of his existence to cover something darker. Neighbors say they never saw the baby. Family members recall receiving only blurry photos, never in person. And the most haunting possibility of all emerges: if Emmanuel did exist, what happened to him? The public feels betrayed. For days, people prayed, searched, and shared Emmanuel's photo. And now, To hear police suggest he may never have existed, it shakes the community to its core. Conspiracy theories erupt online. Some claim the Haros staged everything for attention. Others believe Emmanuel was real, but his death was covered up. Hashtags trend across TikTok and Reddit. The case goes viral not just because of the tragedy, but because of the doubt. In September 2024, prosecutors charged Jake and Rebecca Haro with murder. Their defense claims Emmanuel was real. They insist he was kidnapped, that police botched the search, that their baby's memory is being erased. But prosecutors present damning evidence: no records of Emmanuel's birth, no evidence of a crib, formula, or diapers in the Haro home, photos of a baby copied from stock images online, and the most chilling detail: Google searches from Rebecca's phone, how to report a fake kidnapping. The jury sits in stunned silence. The verdict: guilty of murder. Both Jake and Rebecca sentenced to life. The disappearance of baby Emmanuel Haro left more questions than answers. If he existed, his body has never been found. If he didn't, the cruelty of creating him only to kill him and story is haunting in its own way. Either way, the case forced an entire state to confront the fragility of trust, the darkness of lies, and the unbearable cost of manipulation. They said Emmanuel was stolen, but in truth, it was innocence that was taken from all of us. The case of baby Emmanuel Haro teaches us painful lessons. It shows how quickly fear can spread when a child's safety is at stake, how entire communities will rise prey and search for innocence in danger, and it shows the devastating betrayal when that trust is manipulated. It reminds us to ask questions, to demand truth, and to protect the most vulnerable, not only from strangers, but sometimes from those closest to them. Most of all, Emmanuel's story, whether he lived or was only imagined, forces us to reflect on the value of honesty, the cost of lies, and the deep wounds they leave behind. We may never know the full truth of Emmanuel's short existence, but the impact of his name will linger as a warning about deception, about loss, and about the haunting silence left when trust is broken. Because in the end, it wasn't just a baby who vanished. It was faith, hope, and innocence. Here on Crime Scene Chronicles, we tell these stories to remember the victims, named or nameless, and to ask the hard questions. If this story gripped you, help us keep telling them. Like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe so you never miss the next case. This is Crime Scene Chronicles. Thank you for watching, and never forget, in the disappearance of baby Emmanuel Haro, the world lost more than a child, it lost its trust.